What inspires change? What motivates us? It's what's inside that moves us. What moves you? Get the Scion story at scion.com.
It was GMH Medical Director Dr. Larry LIZAMA who, at last week's board meeting, brought pause to the room when he announced that the hospital had run out of money with just over a month to go in the current fiscal year.
How do we fund the continued service, the healthcare service that we deliver in this hospital, when we don't have any more money in our budget or any identified source of funding for the next 6 weeks to the tune of $15 million? $13 million?
LIZAMA was expressing the frustration of the medical staff he supervises, who had made it clear to him their own frustrations about the sorry financial state at the hospital. It brought Dr. LIZAMA to the brink of resignation this past week.
Have you been considering resignation?
I consider stepping down.
But you've changed your mind. Tell us why.
Changed my mind because after looking at the challenges of the hospital and speaking with other leaders in the community, including former senators and current senators and the governor, the hospital's problems unfortunately requires us coming together, working together to try to come up with a permanent solution. And I thought that I can still contribute in that manner, so I've decided to rescind my intent to step down.
Dismayed by the politics of blame in recent days, it's the coming together that is most important, emphasized Dr. LIZAMA. And all sides in the debate, he said, need to focus on the obvious: patients who don't pay.
I think that we need to come up with some funding for the shortfall of revenue of service that unfortunately cannot be collected from non-paying patients. It's not about MIP, it's not about Medicaid, it's not about the insurance companies that pay. It's really about the service to the non-paying customers that somehow needs to be addressed.
And that solution, says LIZAMA, is not fully addressed in this latest budget passed unanimously by Guam lawmakers Wednesday. More work, he says, needs to be done.
There are already some issues with the current budget submitted that's not going to necessarily address it. It requires basically everybody that is identified, or all the players that are identified in the budget, to come together and recognize the hospital's need for increased revenue, increased funding, increasing their costs.
So there's still more work to be done.
There's absolutely more work to be done, unfortunately, and I think we need to still continue to come together and meet on those challenges, and hopefully, I'd like to see this thing resolved at some point.
You want to be a part of the solution?
I want to still be a part of the solution.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.